My name is Zebiel and I'm an artist. I make paintings that are sculptural and I photograph them in installations. My studio in Red Hook was flooded due to Hurricane Sandy. I had more than 4 feet of water. It was shoulder height, like severely damaged. I probably had 30 pieces or something like that I'm still going through and finding. And I came in and my studio was destroyed and I started removing all of the art and trying to salvage what I could, and I just kept breaking down, trying to pull out anything that was worth keeping. And there's just this one piece that's just hanging suspended there. Just kept sort of, floating, which was weird. Did you see Beasts of the Southern Wild? Do you know that film? Mm-hmm. So I worked on that film. And this is a garfish from that movie. This is the prop masters. I was the charge scenic, the head of the painting department, which involved a lot of finding old things and painting them to look older.
Yeah, it's from when they're bringing it through the water.
Yeah, they're carrying it in the water.
It's Bob and it's Bill, our props team. And they're wearing the common expression of, this is the most disgusting thing I've ever done in my life, but I'm kind of enjoying it.
Ben Zeitlin, director of Beasts of the Southern Wild, and my friend came and helped move a lot of my work on Saturday with, maybe 10 or so other people.
I've been working with Zebiel 10 years now, since I started really making movies, and she's been a big part of all the projects I've done, and I've helped her out a little bit on some of hers. I think my sister found the garfish originally. Anytime we would find something crazy and dead on the side of the road, we would pick it up, and this is this crazy, it looks like an alligator. It looks like a dinosaur. It's like a swimming dinosaur. A sort of common thing on the movie was when we'd find something amazing like this, we would write it into the story, and so it became a prop in the film that the characters are using. Zeitlin actually changed the script when he found the fish. Then was like, all right, we're gonna put the bomb in the fish. It's way better. And that was how the whole film was made, spontaneously altered on site based on what we could find and what we could make. You just want things that happen in your life to get into the artwork. And so when you find something like this garfish and you're like, holy shit, that's the biggest, scariest thing I've ever seen, you want to find a way to have that moment enter the thing that you're making. I would say 90% of what we build is with stuff that we find in places that we want to be. But now the garfish is immortal. All my work, I was able to move down the block from one flooded building to another into Dustin Yellen's art space called The Intercourse.
The Intercourse? Yeah. The Intercourse. The is important. It's a sort of cultural incubator, residency program, exhibition space, and school amalgam of sorts where people make art, science, and music in concert together. We don't have a gas, we don't have lights, so we're just waiting to look at things and going through the things we can and clean what we can. It was a lot of water.
He's providing some emergency artist residencies on the 3rd floor.
This was the thing that took me the longest and the most difficult thing to make in my life so far. The water was all the way up, which is ironic with this work, I think. It's a flood scene, so it's really weird that there's a water line on the water line, and I hope it's okay. I was obsessed with water before people started talking about climate change and before my favorite places in the world started flooding. I used to go to Coney Island as a kid. I would sit on the pier and stare at the water and be totally entertained by that. So there's a Henry Miller quote where he says, "I love everything that flows." It's what is this substance from which I come and which I eat and which will also kill me if I have too much of it? It's all those things.
Nothing went back out to sea, so everything that came is just rotten to whatever degree. Water really takes a toll on everything. It ages and it antiques everything, and I love old materials and things that are fucked up and ruined, and a lot of that is, the wear and tear, and that's just the re-wetting and the growing and the rotting. There's an immersive quality, right, to to any aquatic experience, right? Whether you're totally submerged or you're just, sitting on the surface of something. I've always been obsessed with things that were destroyed through love and human attachment. So for me, all of this work is fodder. It's very relevant and significant, and the fact that I can't let go of it seems important somehow.
It's like just everything feels different, and it's like kind of something like everyone knew about, or like or my generation at least, maybe all generations. But we're specifically lately, the rising waters and disasters and population corrections and the earth changing and all these things are, I don't know. You make work about it. It seems to be a lot of people thinking about it.
And you come out here and after a flood and everybody's throwing everything away and all I want to do is collect everything.
Yeah.
And I know it's really not an appropriate or respectful reaction, but it's just so sad to see all of that excess, and I feel very lucky actually in terms of how my work fared the storm. My studio, which is like my nest where I basically live, that's the part, like I was saying, my mind, that's the part that I feel like has just been evaporated.